you are already in a very short space of time in a place where a lot of people are desperately trying to get to, right? And I think very few people realistically are going to get there. So I think this is inspiring to listen to, especially because of the space, the amount of time that you've taken to get to where you are.
Yeah.
So I'm really, and I think you've gone about it in a very unique way, and that's going to come out in this podcast. There's some things that you've done differently that I've already picked up on during our brief conversation leading up to this point that is very, very different and very unique. And I think it's very, very interesting that you've swum upstream a little bit. You've gone against the masses, right? You haven't gone down the original road, which is what we're all told to do. And, you know, load up on the courses and consume. You've just kind of gone for it. You've jumped in and you've achieved a success. Yeah, you've covered your eyes, you've blindfolded and you've jumped in. But what's interesting is it's worked. Mm-hmm. So let's start at the beginning, right? Let's go back, rewind a little bit. Mm-hmm. Tell me a little bit about your background. Mm-hmm. Where did it all begin?
So I actually purchased my first house when I was 17, so I couldn't even get a mortgage at that point. I managed to get it a cash deal. It was £6,000, like an absolute steal. £6,000 my first house.
For a house.
And in those days, I mean, this was 97-ish, I think. In those days, the average house price in that area was probably about 25 anyway, so they were quite cheap. But this particular house, we had a survey done. I think I was getting it for about £16,000 anyway, because it needed everything doing.
Wow.
And we had a survey done. They said it needed underpinning. So no one had given me a mortgage on it. So, I mean, my dad was the driving force behind this anyway. So I don't know if he just wanted rid of me out of the house. I'm not really sure. But he was the one who kind of said, well, we'll offer him £5,000 cash.
Did you know, Kelly, sorry to jump in, but did you, because that's quite rare, right? For a 17-year-old to be trying to buy a property.
Yeah.
So why was that? Did you already kind of understand the benefits of getting on the property ladder at a young age, or was it more? I think
it was more my dad did. So my brother had a house a few doors down. He's like 3 years older than me. It was his first property, and this came up, and my dad just saw a great opportunity, thinking, you know, although I was young, it was like, just get me on the ladder kind of thing.